When you look around at the difference between men and women, one big difference is where they hold their fat. So with women, they have more what's called subcutaneous fat, the superficial layer underneath the skin. And they have more deposits of fat in what is called the gluteal femoral, and that's the buttocks, the hips, because femur, that's in your thighs, and then you have gluteal, which is the butt area and it wraps around the hips. But with men, they don't really hold their fat as much subcutaneously. They hold it more viscerally in the gut, right? And what determines where they hold the weight is the level of estrogen they have. As far as the risk factors to other problems, believe it or not, the subcutaneous fat, which is caused by estrogen, is more protective against some of these metabolic diseases. Visceral fat is way more dangerous because it puts you at risk for heart disease, diabetes, inflammation, insulin resistance, a fatty liver, and metabolic diseases, which is diabetes, high blood pressure, etc. And so women have less risk factors for getting all these conditions due to the amount of estrogen until they reach menopause, where this risk factor then is now equal to a man. Why? Because of the drop in estrogen. Now, your fat tissue, called adipose tissue, is glandular. It produces hormone. It is a storage for fuel. It has many other functions. And so when you get insulin resistance, you can have insulin resistance of different tissues. You can have insulin resistance of your liver. You can have insulin resistance in your muscles, in your fat cells, which then can impair the function of your fat cell. Now, what's going to happen is now that fat cell is not holding or accepting the fat anymore. You get this spillover effect, which this fat then becomes something called ectopic, which means it no longer goes in the adipose tissue. It goes in other organs, around organs, in between organs. And then this causes more dysfunction in the gland. And it can also worsen insulin resistance. So you have insulin resistance, which increases insulin, which is causing more fat to be in your liver and other organs. And then you have the fat in the organs in the liver actually causing insulin resistance. So both of these situations are feeding each other. Now, if you read some of the research on this, they'll always recommend the solution being you need to lose weight, okay? And many times they don't actually mention going on a low-carb diet, which is quite interesting. They just focus on the losing weight. But if you try to lose weight without lowering your carbohydrates, you're not necessarily going to fully resolve this insulin resistance problem, because insulin is the main storage for fat. Insulin is the main hormone that determines whether you're going to burn fat or not, because when insulin goes up, your body is going to then prevent the loss or the burning of that fat. I wouldn't necessarily focus on just losing weight. I would focus on primarily getting your insulin down, fixing insulin resistance. To do that, the best way is to do healthy keto and intermittent fasting. And for that information, I put the link down below. Check it out.
Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story. Please share it in the link down below.